Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be analyzing Vechain and going over some very key levels that absolutely need to hold as support. So if you are new to the channel and you want to show some support, please leave a like and subscribe. So on my chart I have this orange zone where price is currently consolidating at. If we go all the way back to January of 2021, we can see how after forming this new all-time high, we started consolidating around this level and really kind of building up and gearing up for this massive rally. So currently price action is above it. That's a great sign. We need to see this area hold as support, because in the event that it does not, I would expect at the very least a retest of the May 12th capitulation low. And if we go all the way back to July of 2020, we can see how that was really like this double peak high here, where we first saw resistance after this several month-long rally beginning early of March 2020. And this was the level where price action kind of had this double top. We came down and we consolidated, ultimately not breaking this level for another 179 days. And after we did break it, we can see how we started closing above it, consolidating and holding it as support. And that was sort of the sign that we were ready to continue this uptrend. So right now, price action is comfortably above this level at 2.2 cents. And I would expect in the event of a retest some sort of bounce, because we do have this other support area just below it. So anywhere a bottom between these two levels, I would expect to be very likely, considering how if we go all the way back, we can see how this was the dead cat bounce high of 2018. And really price action never got above this for another few years following that. And really, the bull market actually began when we reclaimed this area, because a lot of this was just consolidation and an accumulation phase. This was kind of just building up for the bull run. And I would argue that after we broke above this, that was kind of the sign that we were ready for new all-time highs. And we went up 1,300% over just the following 110 days. So those are the key support levels I would expect to hold in the event of a capitulation or some sort of correction back down. Ultimately, that is most likely going to be dependent on if Bitcoin is holding its support and staying above $30,000, because whether or not it does that will ultimately dictate whether or not Vechain has a bottom in place. So I also have this red zone here outlined, because that will be the resistance area if this is the bottom and we start bouncing from here. So you can see how if we were to say bounce today and move up very sharply, then we would meet this resistance area along with this diagonal trend line. So it would kind of be confluence of resistance, and I would expect in that scenario where we do retest it, some sort of rejection off of this. But if we can gather ourselves, reclaim it, and trend higher, then ultimately we are going to be targeting these lower highs at 9 cents, and then this one at 18 cents. So really it just depends on whether or not Vechain is going to hold this orange zone as support. Currently it looks promising. Currently we are holding it, so that is a great sign for Vechain. But I would expect that if we are to reclaim these, it will not be an easy battle. I think we are going to reject off of this kind of 6-cent level in the event that we do make it up to that region. But a rejection would not be a bad look, because that opens up a possibility that Vechain could come down, form a higher low, and then kind of push higher, forming this new uptrend structure, really just breaking this longer term downtrend. So we have, this macro uptrend kind of beginning in March of 2020. If this is just a pullback move and we can reclaim some of these levels, that would kind of warrant the case for maybe a revisit to the all-time highs and beyond. But that is obviously a lot further out. We need to see this area in the short-term hold, and then if not, these two levels. Because otherwise, if all of these support levels are taken out, I would expect a retest of around 1 cent, or excuse me, 0.008, which is going to be, you can see how a lot of highs in 2019 were formed around this region. We had this triple peak here in the early stages of 2020 and the late stages of 2019, and really this was kind of like the last high before the March 2020 capitulation. So if we do end up getting back down to this level, I would consider that to be quite the opportunity, a very, very important support level, and really I would expect this to absolutely hold as support. So that is the end of the Vechain analysis. I hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, I will see you in the next one.